All right, so next up on our 2024 coaching hire grades, we're taking a look at Bronco Mendenhall to New Mexico. First impressions before we dive too deep into it. Bronco Mendenhall, a tremendous coach, one of the more underrated best head coaches in college football. The guy's won a ton of ball games, wins at difficult places where other people can't win, and he's had a lot of success. And I think this is going to be a good hire. I'll give you my full grade at the end of the video. But before we dive into it again, I think this is a good hire. First impressions. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so Bronco Mendenhall previously was the head coach at Virginia. Now he kind of sort of retired per se. Basically, he wasn't feeling the way football was headed. I guess, transfer portal, it's changed a little bit since he has been in football. But he's been at Virginia. Also, before that, he was at BYU for a long time. We'll take a look at that in a second. Won a ton of ball games at both places. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you. All right, so you should be able to see it on your screen now. Was at BYU from 2005 to 2015, 10-year span. Won a ton of ball games, as you can see. Let's see, 5, 10-plus win seasons, which is pretty impressive stuff. And then also won games at Virginia, 8 wins, 9 wins, something nobody else has done in a long time in Virginia, if ever. I don't really know my Virginia history that good, but you can see at the bottom of your screen, overall win-wise, 135 wins, 81 losses, pretty impressive there. And the good news for New Mexico, BYU was in the Mountain West when he was there for a lot of that period. So he has proven he can win in the Mountain West. All right, so he can win ball games in your conference. It's been proven. Now, like I said, the landscape has changed since then. All right, college football is not anywhere near the same it was in 2021. Transfer portal is different. Recruiting's different because you can win instantly if you pull in the right transfers now. And now even heck in the Mountain West, you've got Oregon State and Washington State to compete with as well in football. So it's going to be a little different. But if you give Bronco Mendenhall time, I think this will be a great hire, though. All right, so you can see on your screen now their schedule this past season, not the best. All right, lost a lot of games. I think they won 4 games. Not very impressive, but there is room for growth. As you can see on the right side of your screen, right above my head. All right, so the Mountain West is winnable. There's not any dominant team right now. Boise State's not the Boise State of old. Oh, hold on. They moved it down on me. All right, Boise State's not the Boise State of old at all. This is a winnable conference, I think. So if you get the right guys in, I think you could make some magic happen. Let's go ahead and look at their transfer portal rankings and the recruiting rankings. All right, so he got in this job late, so this is still a work in progress. You know what I mean? They're going to bring in more transfers. They're going to bring in more recruits. So I'm not going to take too much into this, but this is kind of a starting point. All right, so you can see they've only got 2 recruits as of right now and only 2 transfers in. So there's some room for growth here. Like I said, let's see here. We got 3-star interior offensive lineman, so a guard. He is 207th ranked interior offensive lineman, so interior guard. Bringing in an offensive tackle, so he's obviously trying to get some offensive line help. Wallace Anumba, our offensive tackle out of Florida Atlantic, 3-star. And then you've got another recruit here. I'm not going to attempt that name, sorry. And then looking at who is leaving them, because usually when you get in a coach now, a ton of people leave the transfer portal. A ton of people leaving the transfer portal regardless, even if you are a new head coach or not. They've got 15 outgoing transfers. So they're losing some key pieces here. Some going to ULM, some going to Arizona State. And then some of these guys could end up back, at New Mexico. You never know. But obviously losing a bunch of guys. And then you also have the running back coming back. All right, he took his name out of the transfer portal, decided to give it a shot. And then looking at their schedule for next season, let me pull this up real quick. I was looking at their schedule for next season. I think this obviously depends on who they get in. They don't have the easiest preseason. You do have a couple Power 5 opponents here. But depending on who he gets in, whether it's transfer portal, whether it's recruiting, I think he can win games instantly. Now, he's going to need a little bit of time because this roster is a work in progress. It's not near complete. It's a bad roster right now. They lost a lot of games for a reason. But this is a tremendous coach if you give him some time. But let's see, you got Montana State, Arizona, Auburn, 2 very tough games. New Mexico State, Colorado State, Hawaii, Air Force, Fresno, Wyoming, Washington State, San Diego State, and Utah State. So really besides Auburn and Arizona, I think these are winnable games. There's not anybody that's just too dominant out in the Mountain West that you just can't beat. And like I said, if you give this guy time, he's going to win ball games. He's going to win you 10-plus games a year if you do give him time. So I'm going to give this hire an A. Anytime you can bring in somebody that has Power 5 experience as a head coach, has success as a Power 5 head coach, he had that at Virginia. you're doing something right. So I think New Mexico made an excellent hire here. Again, an A for me. Not only does he have Power 5 success, he also has success in your conference previously, which if you can do that and bring that guy back in, that's a good hire. What would you give this hire? Let me know. What grade would you give it? What does Bronco Mendenhall need to do to get New Mexico turned around? What improvements does he need to make next season? What changes do you think he needs to make personally? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.